we find ourselves in the Oscorp sub-basement clean room. An ear-splitting feedback sound alerts the scientists in charge of overseeing the giant sentient computer named Living Brain. Dr. Kurt Connors frantically searches for the source of the noise to turn it off. But his assistant informs him that this isn't just noise. It's mechanical resonance coming directly from the living brain. It's a message, which Oscorp Labs computers are able to translate. Dr. Connors checks the readout, shocked by what he sees.
Get me Peter Parker.
Chelsea, New York. Peter's superhero alter ego, Spider-Man, has just rescued an unscrupulous real estate broker from falling several stories to the ground when the wall crawler receives a call from Norman Osborn. The head of Oscorp informs the web slinger that the living brain has sent a message. Spider-Man immediately starts to get paranoid. He knows that the sentient computer brain he helped rescue knows his true identity, and fears that the message it sent might contain that information. Norman reassures the wall crawler that everything in the Oscorp clean room is under control, but he better hurry up before Connors does anything to jeopardize that. And with a thwip of his web shooters, Spider-Man swings his way to Oscorp. Later, inside the clean room, Peter asks Connors how it was able to send a message. The doctor believes it was some sort of stress response, which prompted the giant brain to transform a part of itself into a crude transducer, a communicator. Connors asks Peter if he had a hand in acquiring the sentient brain, and he denies it, telling the doctor that Norman entrusted it to Spider-Man with strict orders for it to remain undisturbed. Connors takes Peter at his word and hands him the message that the giant brain inside the clean room relayed earlier. Parker prepares for the worst, but he's surprised to find out that the message contains something he truly did not expect.
Peter Parker is not Spider-Man. What does that mean?
Connors had hoped Peter himself could tell them, but the conversation is cut short when the giant sentient computer brain lets out another shrill noise and sends another message. Later, Parker visits Norman inside his office and shows him the second message that the sentient brain had sent them. Peter utters the words printed on the strip of paper.
Chalice. Starlight?
A look of disbelief washes over Norman Osborn as his office mirror opens up to reveal a secret compartment containing the Gold Goblin suit.
That's concerning. Those are my private code words. It looks like the living brain has uncovered a dark secret. Peter, I'm the Gold Goblin. Oh, actually, it was 3 words. Chalice. Starlight. Peter, I wouldn't. Aggregate.
And just like that, Norman Osborn's biggest, darkest secret comes to light as the secret compartment in his office rotates to reveal the Green Goblin suit.
Norman? Look what you did. Norman, don't do this.
You were always stupid for a smart kid, Peter. Norman's not here.
The Green Goblin has taken over Norman Osborn's mind as he presses a button that releases a fog of gas capable of nullifying Peter's spider powers before ramming the wall crawler with his glider. The Green Goblin makes a call to his assistant, ordering the rest of Oscorp to take the night off, as he grabs one of his signature pumpkin grenades and hurls it at Peter, exploding right beside the weakened superhero.
The gas has taken your spider sense, your strength. No more wall crawling for you.
All that Peter can do at this moment is recoil and do his best to get back on his feet, as the insane supervillain changes into his Green Goblin suit. But gas or not, powers or not, Peter Parker's willpower allows him to recover.
Norman's right. The gas. I'm just Peter Parker now. No, this is why I'm here. I'm still breathing. I'm still Spider-Man. And Norman is... Oh, God.
The Green Goblin rushes toward the web slinger atop his glider before Peter can even finish his thoughts. A barrage of strikes hits the depowered Spider-Man amidst the villain's echoing laughter.
That laugh, it's the same. Always the same.
Where are you going, Petey boy?
Not just laughing. Laughing at me. It doesn't scare me anymore.
A well-placed punch to the Goblin's jaw evens the playing field for Spider-Man, toppling him off his glider and down to Oscorp's offices. The wall crawler knows this might be his only opening to stop the insane villain, as he pleads with the man's now dormant psyche.
You promised this wouldn't happen, Norman.
He did, but I'm not him.
And for a moment, the Green Goblin gives way for Norman Osborn's mind to emerge and reveal how the supervillain came back, that he had retrieved Kraven the Hunter's spear before absorbing the Green Goblin's collective sin and psyche from it. During these brief, fleeting seconds of lucidity, Norman can only beg forgiveness from Spider-Man, as he believed that the Green Goblin's soul was his to carry, not Peter's. Back in Oscorp's clean room, Dr. Connors and his assistant witness the living brain writhing and wriggling and ultimately realize that it's giving birth to something. Somewhere else inside the Oscorp building, Spider-Man forces Norman to get a hold of himself and ask him if the Green Goblin ever discovered the location of his secret lab.
Did he find it? Tell me!
The wall crawler gets his answer when Norman disappears and is again overtaken by the Goblin. The maniacal supervillain headbutts Peter Parker before figuring out the lab's location within Norman's mind and calling forth his glider to pay it a visit. Back inside the clean room, Dr. Connors is shocked to find that the sentient brain he had been caring for has given birth to a cybernetic humanoid, calling itself the Walking Brain.
I lived, but it wasn't enough. I had to walk. This transformation cost me much. I am the Walking Brain, and I brings you this message. Peter Parker is not Spider-Man.
Meanwhile, the Green Goblin has arrived at the laboratory, dragging the battered Spider-Man with him. He spots the robotic spider-bot that Peter had repurposed from his old Oscorp suit, correctly guessing that it holds other secrets that Peter had been keeping from him.
Goblin, don't.
Don't punish you for being a trusting rube. Don't take it all away from you one last time.
Don't think for a second I didn't plan on this happening.
Spider-Man utters the phrase to activate the surprise awaiting the sinister supervillain, as the Spider-Bot releases a cloud of amber-tinted gas right in the Green Goblin's face.
What did you do to me? I tricked you into taking my lab, where I keep the gas I reverse engineered to take away your powers, which means your goblin strength is gone, which means I evened the odds, which means I haven't done anything to you yet.
A desperate Green Goblin tries to summon his glider, but Peter makes it known that he doesn't need his spider sense to know what his enemy's trying to do.
You're so predictable. Why do you think I took this job? No matter what I said, no matter how hard I tried, I never trusted you.
The emergence of the Walking Brain informs Connors that the previous communique it sent stating, "Peter Parker is not Spider-Man," was not a message. It was a warning. Because at that same moment, inside Peter Parker's laboratory, a battle-damaged Green Goblin reveals a piece of information that no one else in the universe possesses.
I had so much fun rattling around that brain of yours. I didn't want to leave, so I left something behind, just in case.
What did you do to me?
Little did Spider-Man realize that the tide of battle would turn, with the next words to come out of the Green Goblin's mouth.
Dr. Jekyll was heckled by Peter's pride, so he fed the boy to Mr. Hyde.
Spider-Man can only endure the throbbing headache that came as soon as Green Goblin uttered those words. He wrings the supervillain by the neck, desperate to discover what's happening to body and mind.
What did you do to...
Attaboy!
The same maniacal laughter that signaled the presence of the glider-striding, grenade-hurling Green Goblin Echo within the confines of Peter Parker's secret lab. But it isn't the man once known as Norman Osborn who's making these loud, twisted sounds. Because in the middle of this otherwise quiet laboratory, the rhyme that the Green Goblin had just uttered has turned one of Marvel's greatest superheroes into an unhinged, grinning maniac, not unlike the supervillain he had sworn to stop. In a cemetery, Sergei Kravenov, the villain known as Kraven the Hunter, digs up his spear only to discover that the sins of Norman Osborn, the physical manifestation of Green Goblin's evil that were once kept inside it, have long been extracted. They have been released. They have gone home. They are free to do their terrible work.